Thank you very much. To be brief and also to follow some of the intentions of the discussion, but just a small point because I want to support the presentation by Mrs. Kitanovic. I hope because I would like to add to what you mentioned on the experience of human rights and religious leaders in Novi Pasar. The fact that this is very interesting, because I think this is a new challenge religious leaders need to learn. Because if I may say, speaking also of moderates, they are extremists. They are secular extremists who are not moderate and very aggressive against religious leaders, believers, principles, theologies. And we see this in Europe, in the West, where the identity of the person, the identity as a believer, the identity of the family, the identity of the community is challenged, and in somehow confused with other aggressive intentions through the abuse of human rights. So you have on both sides those who are hijacking the honest principles of religion on sacred, and on the other side the humanist militants of human rights trying to reshape the society with a different revolutionary intention. The last point I will leave you with is the question. I will actually be linking to the excellent presentation of our dear brother Ahmed Abadi, because I think that the question of education and new skills of religious leaders is something which we are particularly concerned in Italy and in France, and of course with ISESCO, as it was mentioned, because it is a new, if I may say, skill that we need, not only to have theologians that can very easily have the counter narrative to the abuse of the extremists, but also to manage how the theologians and the religious leaders can actually inspire the contemporary challenges of the intellectual and social dimension with a better knowledge of the context, as it was mentioned. And I think this is really the new challenge that with East and West, tradition and modernity, we need to engage together. And the method probably is an interdisciplinary method, because we have to link, as it was always done by spiritual masters in the past of all religious communities. It is to link the world of real, the spiritual dimension with the world. So to link al-akhirah with ad-dunya, and not to separate or to confuse or to make the two dimensions in conflict. And on the other side, in the situation of the world, the differences and varieties of cultures, religions should not be, if I may say, confused in a melting pot, new agey, spiritualistic dimension, or on the other side, taking an identity against the other, but respecting and knowing the true identity of each community and culture can engage in a more proactive and authentic, I think, dimension and constructive dimension on in the contemporary challenges. So I think this issue of the educational process and even there the cooperation between ISESCO, Muhammadiyah, and I think that the next speaker, Professor Aref Nayed from the Institute of Kalam Institute, can give us some very concrete examples on how the link between theology and the intellectual challenges and the social needs are very important, but with this vision of the present. Thank you very much.